Welcome to Secret Talks. I'm your host, Michaell Magrutsche, here with Dr. Joen Painter and Hillary F. Brown. We are certified personal coaches that let you listen in on our private master sessions, where we discuss topics that come up with us or our clients. 205, 50 Shades of Dating and Money. 50 Shades of Dating and Money is an intriguing title, and it was spawned by our previous podcast, 204, Money and Dating. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Michaell Magrutsche, the host, with my co-hosts Hillary F. Brown and Dr. Joen.
Hey there.
Hello.
Let's talk about the gender differences that start with money and then go to wherever we're going to go. Is it even possible that women care for a guy even if they don't make enough money?
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's a problem with that. Love is love. And when you fall in love with somebody, you can't help it based on money or not.
But it seems these days it doesn't. Like we say, if the woman makes 60 grand and the guy is a waiter and doesn't even know if he's going to make $10,000 a year, it seems like that is always an issue fact versus if I have 60 grand, make 60 grand, and I meet a girl that is theoretically a student, I fall in love with her.
I mean, there's something to love is blind.
It has to be the part that women have to think in a bigger term for babies is definitely affecting their choice to go with a man versus a man that just doesn't care. He goes for the woman no matter what, rich, poor, or indifferent. The woman falls in love with the idea of the relationship versus the man falls in love with the woman. The woman falls in love with the home, the nesting, the part of what this is, you and I, versus I'm in love with you. If you're the right person, I fall for you. That's the man's part. I want to know what is for the woman that doesn't want a family, what is today, these days, what is their expectation? What does a man have to bring to the table as a man? If I fall for a woman, I fall for it. That's the bottom line. I want to know what is the bottom line for women that don't want a family. Romance?
I think it's like somebody that you have a lot of chemistry with, that you can share your life together. You know, my aunt remarried after her husband died and found someone that she could travel with and retired together, and you know, that made sense, and that's what people are doing now that don't want kids or family. They just want a partner that they can do things with, you know, not spend the weekends alone. Like, I think a lot of women nowadays who are in their late 20s, 30s are looking for established men. And so that's one of the things I've heard people say, like, oh, I won't date younger men because they're not established, or, you know, I want to get married and have kids. And it's not open to opportunities that could be presenting themselves in some ways. But then again, if that's what you want, that's what you want.
Woman, because they have to bear the children, it's much more intricate than for man.
And I think
it's not like
true.
It's not an easy thing, because I have to make sure that these children actually can grow up and at least have some education. So they have to look through that filter if they want children.
Not everyone, but there's definitely some people like that.
Well, and I also think that there are women who really feel like this is the man that they want. And I think that the man has told them that, and they start making all these plans for married life and everything. And some women are ready to have children. And based on whatever age it is that they see as the magical number, and are still worried about their biological clock.
They don't care. Is that right? You're saying, Joen, they just want the baby?
I think that they want the real true relationship, but they also want the baby.
But having a partner and creating offspring. The future of less kids, we're almost like going into like the one kid maximum culture. Now the question is for the rest of the ones that they just want to have a partner, what are they considering as women? Obviously the man really wants a family. He will look for a motherly woman and not for a player.
Right.
I know in the old days, a lot of guys that wanted a family. In these days, because of economy and all that stuff, I haven't heard anybody that says, you know what, I want to marry a guy and have a big family. I haven't heard that from a man, I don't know, 10 years at least, 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, I hear people say I want kids, but no one says I want a big family.
Right.
Yeah, but in the old days, they said they want a big family.
And I think you're right, and they did. And, like, I grew up with 3 siblings, and so did most of the people around us. They all had a bunch of kids. Nowadays, it's so expensive to put kids through college. I don't know, it might be scaring people off the big family, or the fact that we work so much more.
And there's so many opportunities to do something.
Yeah, people want to have a life. Yeah, maybe that.
Right. But you're also talking about just young people. And let's face it, there are so many people who are divorced in their 40s and 50s, and they want a partner for life, and they don't want children now. They're past that. So what
Right.
they want right now is stability and somebody that can take care of themselves, that they don't have to worry about the financial hardship or anything like that. And I also believe that a lot of the women who are looking at going out and finding a man, but it's because sometimes we can't help who we fall in love with. And so it's like, oh my goodness, I fall in love with this guy and now I'm afraid because I don't need to be supported, but I like to do things. I'm just speaking hypothetically. Of course, I'm already married. So, but you get women who are out there going, I like to do things and I'm not going to be able to do anything because this guy can't afford to do anything. And so then it's that fear factor of, oh my gosh, I fell in love with somebody who's a really neat guy, but the reality of us making a life together isn't going to happen. And that happens.
Is the dynamic between man and woman changing in terms what the new idea of a relationship becomes? Like the dynamic between man and woman has to change in some way or form. If one part of the gender insists, I mean, the woman don't insist. They said, I don't need the money. I can pay for myself, which gives the woman more freedom. But for a relationship, it seems it doesn't. Because even though you guys can pay for yourself, you still want the safety and security from a guy. Make sense?
Yes, it does.
According to law of attraction, right? Wouldn't it be the optimal if you would be responsible for your happiness and pay your money and do your apartment or whatever? I do the same for me. And then we come together and enjoy life versus being separate and not enjoying the love in the life. Why can't they not be happy with just supporting each other themselves? No, I want him to be strong and all that other stuff.
Ideally, that would be the fabulous relationship. That would be really wonderful that they could both just have that love. But the other part about it is that if there is a money problem, I have seen women walk away from a relationship because they don't want the hardship of the money. People were totally in love with each other and one of them wasn't making that much money. It doesn't happen like that, really.
Let's say you and I see each other, we fall in love. And we have unbelievable chemistry because that's number one. You can totally take care of yourself. You're not suffering, but you can totally take care of yourself. You can't take another person on. And I can't do the same thing. Now, why should that relationship not work? And it seems it can't work. This relationship, for some reason, can work from a man because a man would do anything to be with a woman, but it can't work for a woman.
We should just accept that.
Yeah, and I think that's some sort of ingrained ideal in women. Yeah.
Do you think it is a societal conditioning, or do you think that women look at something else? Like men look just visually, and if they like her, and if there's chemistry, they're in love. That's why you have, housemates marrying rich guys. It doesn't matter. Perhaps women being the nesters, they have to have that financial. Because I'm another woman. That's why I'm asking you to.
I think it lets you relax into the relationship and allow those things to come. And so until you find that, maybe you aren't satisfied.
If you are satisfied right now with your life in terms of you have a car, you have a job, but if the lover that you find has the same, he just can't take care of you, right?
I know, and I think that's interesting. I meet someone who's equal to me, but you're right.
You're the exception of the woman. You are the exception of the
woman. But it's kind of, when you meet someone who is doing really well, it's exciting.
Women are excited by it. The man being powerful, which is also a contradiction because women, they want to be the powerful and they're excited by other powerful men. And actually, it's very interesting. The research shows that powerful women are attracted to not powerful men. That's why everybody looks at power couple, like Hillary Clinton and her husband. They look at that. If you make 30, I make 30, and we just go.
I mean, I think in my personal experiences, like men want to show off and have money, and that's just kind of just the way it is. And even if a guy makes $30,000, they still want to look like they're a roller,
Yeah.
And so they'll try to act like they have more money. And, women just want to see effort, and they want to see ambition and potential. I mean, who knows if it'll ever happen, but at least that's something that I think is attractive in, younger people.
We know women like power, money, or fame. They are attracted to that because women think not about them in the relationship, but what is them with that person. Whereas as guys just think about, themselves. They are in love with that woman and they want everything for that woman. They secondarily think about me and the woman. But they first think about, I gotta love this woman and be with them no matter what. We don't eat or whatever, we gotta be together. That's what a guy thinks. And that's that manly fire and passion. Any thoughts about this?
I think as a woman, I would advise other women to, seek out that perfect relationship where you get exactly what you want. And whatever that is, security, chemistry and love, attraction, or power, go for whatever you're looking for and you'll be satisfied. If you decide that you're not interested in something that society expects you to be, that's cool too. Like you can not have kids. And I know a lot of people have pressure from their family. And I think, who cares? Like, let's not care anymore about what used to be the standard in relationship. Just stay single the rest of your life, and that's cool. Let's drop the judgment. And once we realize like it matters what you want and whatever that is, pack that into your life and ask for it.
What you're saying is, so even if you feel like you're making 60 grand and you meet a guy that makes 20 grand, if it makes you happy to be with that person, it is not about money, it's about the relationship.
Exactly.
Which we always preach,
right.
A relationship is number one, and then comes the other partner, and then comes you.
Well, you never know what that combination of spirit is going to attract in your life. Maybe together you guys will start a business. Don't make it like the number one thing. Unless that's really all you want in the relationship is that security. If that's all you're looking for, then cool. You'll find somebody. There's somebody for everybody.
I love what you just said. Love conquers pretty much all. But as a woman, to consider, perhaps with me, I can rub off on him, he can rub off on me. Perhaps when he is with me, he makes more than 20 grand. Perhaps when I am with this woman, I give her so much self-esteem that I can evoke that emotion of self-esteem in her, and she will feel better about herself because her love is so strong, and she will be successful too.
And we talked about that before,
Yeah.
How when you meet the right person, they bring out all your artistic sides and your desires to be creative.
Yeah.
And I've seen that happen to people. So I know that's true. When you meet the person that the chemistry is there, the attraction, and then you decide you want to do more with your life because that person inspires you. That team partnership where you inspire each other to do better and be better people, and you want to be a better person and you want to be that masculine man in a girl's life or feminine.
Yeah.
That's what I think people don't realize that exists, and they've never seen it. So they don't really know what it is, and they settle for things that aren't making them happy. And I hope we can inspire people to keep looking for it. When you meet someone and you're like, wow, this is what people are talking about. I didn't know.
But also they accept the package. What you very well explained just now, because they say, the package needs to be already there. The guy needs to be established and rich and everything. And I need to be all that too. And then we're putting these two together and then we get even more. That's not what you and I mean. You and them are the package, and then you both grow. It's almost like you the fertilizer or the water to the plant.
Catalyst.
The catalyst. When you say, I can only get into a relationship that is perfect. I love him, but he's a loser. You talk yourself out of it. The whole society seems, when they don't get exactly what they want, they talk themselves out and say, that's crap anyway, I'm going somewhere else. Perhaps it isn't crap.
Yeah, and I think that, when you put the two together, the whole thing is the willingness to love, and that they're honest with each other with that love and their shortcomings, their sexuality. They're able to be vulnerable with each other, and the loyalty just comes. It's not something that you put this little promise out there, I'm going to be so loyal to you. You don't even have to put that promise out there, because when you have that willingness to love and that automatic loving and automatic honesty, that loyalty comes into play, and so does that fun sense of humor and the fun and playfulness of the relationship. You become courageous, and that's the whole part of having a really great relationship, is just that courageousness that comes out of it. You can be real cuddly. You can be who you want to be and who you are, because you know that it's an honest and true love, and you're not trying to prove yourself, and the other person isn't trying to prove themselves either. And I think that's the biggest key when we're looking at the different relationships.
And as you both always said, including me, communicate right away. Don't tolerate, accept or don't accept, but don't tolerate. When there's things that bug you, you speak them up and you process them right when they come up.
And you appreciate the person right away too when something comes up they've done that's for you.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's our show for tonight. Don't forget, when you both contribute to feel better, your resonance goes up, feel better, life works. Everybody has experienced this. When you win a lottery or you're successful or you get the girlfriend, it seems like the world bends to you. And that's the whole thing that actually we want to communicate to you. Trust the love, trust the relationship, the money, everything else will come. Has to come, because the better you feel, correct?
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. It was a pleasure. Till next week, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
For more information, go to michaelm.com. That's Michael with double L, MICHAELLM.com. On the upper right-hand side, click on Wellness Team. If you like this show, please pay it forward by sharing it with your friends and like it. Thanks to my colleagues, Hilary F. Brown at hilaryfbrown.com and Dr. Joen Painter at drjoen.com. I'm your host, Michaell Magrutsche. Thanks for listening.